manager. He is the visionary. He is someone who is very much into production, but then he loves football. That's why Last Team Standing is not just another football scouting tournament, but it's a TV. So if you ask me what's all this about, is the intersection of football, youth, and TV. So I want you to picture that, especially the media. So this is Mr. Osayende, and also I have Princess Olivia Adam, trying to teach me how to pronounce your surname this morning, who is very much involved with production also. She's based in Abuja, but she has done quite a lot around, not just in production, but a lot of facet of production. You'll get to know about her later. And to the far right there is Mr. Horace. Mr. Horace is all the way 2 days ago from Johannesburg, South Africa. He is part of the production team. He's going to be a director on the production. So he's here to answer questions around, the production part especially. And he's been involved for over 30 years. He's been involved in television. And then obviously, close to me here, he needs a man that needs no introduction. Very own TJ Tijani Babangida, who is one of our soccer legends. In the house, we're going to have involved, and he is one of them. And also, sitting next to him is someone you've seen on TV, someone that has played soccer, and also has really put in a lot in football and hoping to put in a lot more in football itself, Mr. Ida Peterside. These two gentlemen here, these all legends, have been very supportive of this project in many different ways. And we've managed to actually be in professional relationship and build personal relationships with them. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming. So at this moment, I want Mr. Osayende to please pick the mic. We're going to go around and just try to... So, Mr. Osas, as we call you, please just tell us a little bit about yourself and this concept, Last Team Standing.
I want to thank everyone for coming. The privilege for us to see a new day, as what the Almighty have given us today. Stop giving thanks to Him. The Last Team Standing is a youth development program that we feel we need to bring it on television. Like Solomon just mentioned, we're not a scouting agent. It's an avenue. Any scouting agent should come, it's fine. But it's an avenue for the young man in that village that can perform very well to be mentored by these great legends that we have beside us here, while we entertain the world. Football is one of the biggest entertainment industry that have not been refined properly. When you look football, you just come playing on the league there, on the field there, we sit in our living room, watch it, and that's all. But there is more to it. There's a life behind the ball. There's a skill behind, there's a story behind the talent. That young man that wants to be in the field to play, he has stories. Why am I not able to get there? That is what the Last Team Standing will be doing. To bring this young boy's story to the world to see that you can identify with him. I want to be part of him. Last Team Standing, it's a football reality TV show that we felt can change the world of football. It's not just for them playing alone, it's for them to be mentored. They're going to be in a house for, looking at from 12 weeks to like 4 weeks, just to mentor them on how to be a better leader. What happened after football? What happened while you are still in football? How do you manage yourself? Those are the things Last Team Standing doing. And I pray that God Almighty should give us more wisdom, make this show a better one, and you have come and it will come to stay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to ask you a question. And I know a lot of people here have questions. For the media, we're going to have the question and answers afterwards, later on. Why is last team standing any different from any other soccer scouting project? What element is there that is really going to make it different?
Okay. Other people, we've made research before we decided to go into this. Some tried and some failed, while some succeed. But what happened after that? There was no follow-up. Most of these guys, we didn't follow them up. We didn't hear them after those reality shows. We didn't hear about them. What we want to do, what makes ours different, is that we are going to follow this young boy up. Maybe he cannot even pay his school fees. That is what we are going to do. As a last team standing, we will make sure that we're going to follow this young boy until he reaches a particular goal in his life. That's what makes ours different. We're going to follow his life. That's what makes ours different.
Thank you very much. I must mention also, one of the things that Landing hope to do is to be able to, in the aftermath of a season, so this is going to be the first season of Last Team Standing. We're going to give you the timeline. I think a lot of people are asking, what is the timeline?
The timeline for now, the trial starts by June. That's when the trial starts, from state to state. For now, we've identified 12 states. We're moving around, it's people, house. As I mentioned before, we're looking at from 12 or 4 months. That's what we're looking at. 4 weeks, 12 to 4 weeks, that's what we're looking at. But our trial starts from June. That's when the trial starts from.
All right, from this June. So, right now, registration is officially open. Registration for players between ages of 16 and 22, right?
Yes.
Registration open 16, 22, and if you go to the website lastteamstanding.africa, you will find a whole lot of information. There is the registration forms. There is the forms for also medical. So they need to do medical because we want to know about their state of health just in case. So lastteamstanding.africa, you can get a whole lot of information. So they go to all these states, and then there's going to be trials. There's going to be hundreds of players. Go through trials, get scouts around, and then you get a couple of legends also to get to form a team. So we get, and each team comes from this state. They come together. The final training camp in Lagos, which is going to be for 30 days, and it's going to be live on TV. Right. So thank you very much. I'm sure they're going to have a bit of questions later for you. I really appreciate it. So let's keep the football going before we go to the production side. So I would love to, speak to my big brother, I call him, Mr. Ida Peterside, who happens to be a bishop, and officially, for those of you guys, let me just say, Nigeria is so much. So him moving back here to or whatever, to really do a whole lot for the church, which is part of his passion. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
So, last thing, I'm
ready to thank you. Please, Mom, we want to find that player. The reason why I got it is to hear about players not getting into national teams, not doing well because somebody's asking them for money. Somebody's saying, if you sought me, I
I will sort you. But in this case, if you're in bowed state, we will find you. The idea is that you that are in the media will see what we're talking about. That if a person called Ibrahim can play, everyone will know. So it's different. Everyone can know Ibrahim can play. And it's just like we do in a Voice. Voice Africa, the Voice Nigeria. That's the idea. The last month we and they will be voted for, which makes it until we get to the point where you see the last team start. The last team start, that will be like a hostel where football will be beautiful. And from there, eliminations. Sometimes they vote out somebody in their team. If you have Maguire, sorry for, you know that this one is not helping. It will say sell this one. So the concept is going to be beautiful. We want all your support. We're involved in it. TJ says, will say, see, this boy is 17. No. We want to come back to original roots of football thinking.
About football player that didn't start from the ground. Then, unfortunately, we miss a lot of talents from the grassroots because they never really got to have an opportunity. And for you, do you think this would aid opportunity for a young man?
The word television tell a vision. Tell, guys, when it comes to good, most of us don't know who Messi is or television has told us. So that's important for us. It's going to be 24 hours of television where you follow the lifestyle. That even a player that is saying he doesn't want to go to school, people can say, no, you can't go Lodo. You understand? I want you to get education. There will be a lot of contributions. That's the power of television. Because we're going to be showing the players and people will be seeing them. They're going to be stars in their own right. Those of us that are legends here will just be there to support them, teach them life. We have sessions where we'll teach them how to be a man, morality, stand on your own, how to be a human being in the society. It's not all about just football. It's being able to raise a complete man that is gifted. We'll have sessions where we'll even get to their finances to make money. They didn't teach us these things. Every time we come back from abroad, anywhere. Family people, family people will gather your house. They will not. And trust me, you will not go and watch Manchester United. You will be in your room because you want to know what's happening. Importance of television.
Thank you so much. And you also have to remember, you know, with last team standing, members from all political parties, LP, or you are PDP or APC, please, you know, just to put that in the spanner. But thank you so much. I'll not go to TJ. Thank you so much, TJ, for TJ flew all the way from Kaduna. Mungo days to say, all the way here and just being here. TJ, you've been a youth footballer yourself, you know, from the dusty streets of Kaduna, you know, all the way to Niger Tornado, you know, in Mina. And then you got into Holland through the back door because your first club, I said through the back door because your first club was not Ajax. You know, you built that
in
up.
Venlo.
Exactly. TV Venlo.
Yes.
You know, I remember that very well. So you've experienced football from Nigerian perspective and also from European perspective, but you went to the country that has arguably the best football system in the world, Holland. How would this concept, project, last team standing, fulfill the potential of young football players?
Good afternoon. Good morning. Good morning. Approach about this project, and me, it looks completely different than all other projects. If you see when they are doing football scouting program, they don't care about the footballers themselves. They care about the players. They will just pick and then move. You can take a raw player to Europe without knowing anything from himself. Just a younger player who nobody talked to him, and he just find himself in Europe. The moment he start playing, he can be famous. But at the end of the day, he don't know where he's going because life is step by step. If you see the program here, the last team standing, we will be talking to the players. We will be telling them and encouraging them, and of course, the most important thing that is missing always in Nigeria is the mentorship. We have to mentorship, we have to talk to the players, we have to let them know how the life is, let them know they have a goal. What is their goal? If they were selected, they are going to Europe, they will have a goal in Europe, how they can go in step by step, mentality, the way they will think, psychology, we talk to them about it. And at the same time, we can also tell them, like my colleague here have said, when you went to Europe and get money, people will just come in and start talking to you here and giving them this and that. There is no mentorship that will tell you that. You have to know that at the end of the day, the dollars or euro or pound sterling that you are collecting will stop. If you ask a younger player who is playing now, he will think that that pound sterling will be coming till he died. But in this kind of, tell them the reality, because it's kind of TV. We can be able to tell them the truth, and the whole Nigeria will see it. his parent will be watching. I will tell them how he can be able to make it in life in football. Because to become a top player, you have to be able to see at the same time. So you can simply kind of set up different than others. Show people Nigeria here. You can be in Akwa Ibom or you can be in Omedukuri. This project is all for you. You can be able to come and showcase yourself, and for sure, you are selling yourself, because when they are seeing you in TV, all Nigeria will see you. You don't even have to come. They will see and listen and watch what you do, how you play, and I think it's very important. Thank you.
And so, playing football for you, growing up and where you are now, how do you, what has helped you become a better father, husband, just better citizen of Nigeria? What are some of the attributes, character attributes that you actually got from football?
Well, in football, you got a lot of land. You get fame that you can imagine how you can be able to get fame, but football can be able to rush you. Football can make you a good person, because you will come across a lot of people who are coming to ask you, no matter what you do, even though you are saving always and making a lot of things or projects with your money, but you still can meet people who come and help you, and that makes you become a better person. And of course, you will also become, I said, in the world, in your city, everybody will see you and be for.
Thank you very much. Move to the Odyssey and sort out fan. I think here was switched off. So I'm not sure anybody here. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Thank you much. Tell us a little bit about yourself, so know some of the talent work you've done in the past.
I'm not a public speaker. Hey. Where my works, I'm in television for 42 years. And 23 of that 42 years I've spent in Nigeria. Half of my life I spent it everywhere else in the world. I spent years between South Africa, Nigeria, and Canada. That's my base. And so when Osas called me, and it's like, look, you know what? I need someone. So, yeah. I would also very simple. When you get the idea sucks, and so I developing the story, but I know so
you were South African, so straight. You didn't grow up with football. You grew up with rugby or cricket, that kind of thing. But now you are is football. But with your experience, television and productions, how can we tell?
Wait, I'm looking at ending, and understanding can mean so many things for many people. And I just say that I grew up baseball, basketball, whatever, all of those kind of things. But when I was participating in all sports, And when I look at the last ending, I'm looking at it basically at all sports. This first season, and starting in Nigeria, no, in Nigeria, soccer is, but we have so many other sports that actually also come into the game that is in play across the continent. That's what we see, you know. In South Africa, we look at rugby, cricket, and our soccer is lousy, particularly our national team, but our league at this point in time has just grown in leaps and bounds over the last couple of years. And we have one team that's dominant African market as it stands right now. And not just on African market, but across the continent. And sometimes I just hope they can actually other teams look better, you know. So and so that for me, I look at sports in general, and yes,
Thank you very much. Good luck to Bafana.
well, I think maybe they should pay a leave book and they do exceptionally well.
That's right. And Ghana is also in the Falcons of Nigeria. As we know, they're going World Cup in New Zealand, Australia, down under. Also, women's team and women's football is definitely how we go. Princess Olivia, good to have you. And let's start with just the whole. You were a football player yourself growing up, school, you know. So obviously you know football. You don't just follow Arsenal because your husband is an Arsenal fan, or Manchester City because it's a Man City fan, but you know football. How important, and you are also into production and marketing, how important with a concept like this, especially for you being a part of this team, how important is a concept like this, and how would it resonate with the demographics? Right, closer.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think Harris has said basically where my mind is tilted towards as the production of this project. The last team standing apparently is a good project. It has all the qualities to give a good show, but there's a part also a developer contents for and yes, they up to the for demographics here in Nigeria. The last team standing, working this season on football terms, of course, it's a great concept. However, the brand in itself speaks for itself. It's a brand that will attract the international, the global market as well. That's produced out of it. Besides or the back end story of this footballers I'm talking about. Those aspects lead to in where is formation they've already mentioned been mentored by soccer legends. Or in another way, same way they said Bafana sucks in football.
What do you mean? Welcome. Because you are arise. Thank you so much for coming. And there is an element of when we go to these 12 locations, the trials, to get a team, we don't just concentrate on, we try to follow the story of individuals, where they say, what sort of family, what are the struggle he's been through, what sort of school, how did he start playing. So we want to tell the story of the player. Like I think TJ mentioned earlier on, agents, to be honest, really about mental health, whatever. They're not interested in that. They're interested in your talent so they can sell it, got some money, and then that's just it. But we want to tell their story because we want the audiences to also understand where the story is coming from. Just so when one of them tomorrow and plays in the La Liga or somewhere in Holland, you know that they have a story of getting from rag to riches. So you can get inspired. Victor Osimhen, we went to an area in Lagos here the other day and they showed us a football pitch, some technical college where he used to play. And he used to roam the streets and sell water and all that. We need those inspirational stories. That's why a lot of us actually follow soccer, not just because of the action on the pitch. Who is going to win, who is not just that. We follow their story because in their story there's hope. In their story there's inspiration. In their story there is perseverance. In their story there's hard work. Don't give up. For Princess, there is a list. Let's stick with the thing, right? You actually put your foot on the ground and say, look, hey, we need to get the ladies in the house.
The show is definitely okay. So anybody that doesn't like it, our legends here would also understand that. I mean, we've been fighting for when we say equal rights for
50-50
men
split.
and women. The good thing is the female national team of Nigeria, the Super Falcons, have been doing way more better since after Olympic '96. And I think having a gender fluid show where we have you train a multi-facet team, like a multi-gender team, a mixed gender team, it will go a long way in also bringing the drama. For goodness sake, we don't bring men, full-grown-ass men in 3 days, then we'll try to get a little bit of rom-com. So, I mean, it's part of drama. We're interested in the content. Yes. We also have to have or be sure we are going to see how the ladies sneak on the other side. And it happened.
So it's just a reality of football fraternity itself, and we're going to have a female representation. You know, I was talking to somebody who's like, you can't put a female and a man like football to play together. I've seen a lot of it. My kids go to a soccer school, and I've seen some girls there. It's like, wow. And also, I'm sure for some of you guys, journalists especially, you've been close to female footballers, and you know their abilities. You know what they're able to do. They take the men pound for pound. They fight it, right? So we want to be able to bring that dimension to it. And you are sure that dimension is something that we can build up, isn't it?
Exactly. It's already done. I mean, you can see the exciting performances like we said, and the sizes talent. Ross is going to be a microcosm of the football, okay? Of the sport world. You know how exciting and very dramatic and very both men are. For now, it's of football, but we don't know the back end stories. More, it's a combination of lens, give and back. Everything.
Right. Thank you. Before we go to the question of football agents, actually have them here, so can hear from them also. Legendary actor Zach Oji, because he is also part of the team. He has a very unique role in the team. We've been trying to get across to them, and as soon as we do that, we're going to take some time to take some time and ask, get you to ask a question. We're also going to have a one-on-one, especially for the television guys. We're going to have you just tell us your name and the question is for.
Thank you very much, media, because you're supposed to compare the event. My name is Simula. The immediate past PRO Nigerian Olympic Committee. In the Greek high table there. Well, when you talk about you understand, and well, you've not told us how you want to go about it. Because I know there should be data. It should be data-based. It is one. Mentorship, I'm happy with what they said. That they're going
answer that, but I can answer some of the questions also. Some of the states have together a local organized company, we call it LOC, and we have the LOC for Oyo is here, right? Are you here? Yes. You also came in from Edo. Yes, he's here. So we have local coordinators. Some of them are football coaches. Some of them are involved in And from there, that's where the trials is going to happen. Together, pick a team from there. Each team is 40 and extra. So each team is 40. You're going to get each givers so, and say a little bit about it from his question.
Data. We for now we'll get some and yeah, working on right now. We've answered the question. No, let us.
Well, I go into the for the beautiful. Now, said this will be life on NTA conference. Need to just let us have all these things.
Was question. Just so
What is project and introduce a project on information. There's an advert on there, and as I speak to you, we have close to 40 young men already in. But we want to make sure that some of these things are in place. And once they're in place, and the people that are reaching them, like that, in fact, in Lagos people will react. Because this will be a once, like he already knows what he's doing, trying to recruit who we need in those different 12 zones. And once these things are set, what, like you know, don't let the TV you start seeing what's happening in the house. But ground stuff, when with their backs into the camp, no. It's when it's lift. When it starts, that's when, because if we tell you everything, it will not be what's next. Like the big brother or guy will be in week's time, there will be an eviction. That's when you, so please be calm, be patient with us. As we go, a lot of things will be revealed.
yes. Thank you. Where is be shown? The TV set. No. You look behind you. There's that banner there. You see the channel. It went live for on TV, and you can find it on our website. There's the link. It's not an online TV, it's a satellite TV. If you guys know how to move to go to free to air, and we are dedicated for that. Yes. Please don't forget, tell us your name and house.
Good morning, everyone. I am Popper. Laudable project. I can only wish you the very best. The pastor here said, don't let everything out of the bag. You want to agree at the point. But you've not told us registration is going to be free. And if not, how much will these young kids of the last standing? Thank you.
All right. Princess, you can answer that.
I'll be direct with that, with the response to that. We all know the economic situation in our and the African continent. Everybody here, no registration fee tied to it. Bottom line, mentioned well that there's already a camp set up in as the Port Harcourt Center, where the boys will be happening from the context like some other reality shows. To pick centers, 12 centers, the one closest to you is where you should go to and participate in the screening process.
Yes, so we have centers, and centers, you cover Bauchi or you could cover Benue or whatever. If you have a center, and when you don't just have centers, we've actually identified, in these centers, we identify the grounds. We've identified the venues already. This is we've actually gone around to see the venues ourselves. And because it's for television, we want it to be look good on television. Projects starting from passion, we had to invest our resources. Look, this is football. Hopefully, we would get sponsorship, the place of sponsorship. We have a big sponsor yet. No, we don't have a big sponsor yet. We're talking to quite a few classes.
I need clarity here. Yes, I will be choose. Other team members, like a big brother, all the players and they are going home and coming back. Close weeks. I want to get clarity there. And what are the players at the end of the day?
Way is something what to do is to give a voice. Those ones that don't have voice. Because watching can say this player is good enough to play for under 20, under 17, because the talents will be seen. That's the most important thing. It's going to be on television. The talents will be seen, and because they are seen. Once you are seen, even if you are in the location in the bush, once you are good and people see you, there will be an interest. We have a lot of teams in Nigeria. We have a lot of agents and scouts about these players. Chief, you ask me a question now, you're leaving.
I think it's quite yes.
I
TJ.
think that, on my speech, I already said that already, that since it's coming live on TV, that most agent and club side and even the national team, many people who are in football watching, don't even count venue where we are doing it, and it's going to be an open thing.
Right.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Amodia. I'm head of sports for Max FM Lagos. I have questions, but first I just want to appreciate the entire team. This is a laudable project, no doubt. I covered the stadium, and player scored a beautiful goal against, and that, because it was on TV, made the CNN goal of the headlines. I'm sure my colleagues can bear me last state because of coverage. That goal won CNN goal, and how it started there. So first off, my happiness and joy is that this is going to be live on TV. It's amazing, fantastic, because team should also look at digital, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all of that. Then my questions are: number one, let's involve in the legends. Is it just going to be Tijani and Peter Said either, or there are more legends to come? Number two, really direct to Mr. Osayin there. How do you guard against age falsification? In a 28-year-old man can walk into the screening as a 3-year-old. We away this affected our football. We read news about, whatever. It was on the news. So that's a question. Then the last question is: the final TV show, will the viewers, like the BB Niger, whatever, would they vote, or is the internationals or the legends that will do the final pick based on experience?
Great questions. Thank you so much. The issue of age cheating is legendary. Even our political involved. So it's not only football. It's not a football matter. But one of the good things that is happening to Nigeria, I have a 4-year-old to do a Nigerian passport for her. Back to and they said to me, and after 20 years and say she's 18. Well, we don't understand it over NIN. And once you NIN, we speak of having their NIN now. There's nothing if you want to write. They are already telling you go and have NIN. So it's to request for the NIN. At least even if you are things that we know. Those watching are not just that. It is those watching the live shows that will really be will give opportunity to teammates to kick out somebody that is weak. They are weak, them might be asked to go. And once there are a whole lot of details, which I'm not very expert that will know what it takes to be revealed. Because once they come together, what will happen in the house, what will not happen in the house. So the beauty is that you will see it on TV. And there won't be prizes. You know, it's the last team stand. There will be a lot of financial and rewards. There will be rewards, and not just monetary aspect. Our scout can come in and say, "Oh, we can help." Make sure that get good and not just local teams, league teams can say, or in Akure or in just zone.
You've had your time.
Yeah, the legends.
How many legends?
What is special guest?
Oh, wait.
There's a format that is designed already. That's
reality television. Just like what you see on expect you to know is basically the basic format of what it is. Because when it comes to television, okay, you know how the bottom line, 24-hour sports-based reality TV show format, okay, and it's going to be between the space of 4 weeks and 12 weeks. But for this first season, we are targeting to do it for 4 weeks for this first edition. The lives. So, like Mr. Peter Side mentioned, whatever is happening at the back end is supposed to create back end stories and other interesting materials that we'll be using on social media and all of that. It's not meant for us to sit and give out all of those details during the press conference.
Right, and we have a social media account. It's Last Team Standing 2023. Last Team Standing 2023. That's what we're building it. We're building that on. And like he rightly said, we're gonna have this. So we have two there. We're gonna have surprises in it. You know, there's a lot of activities in there. It's because this is the first season. Now there's gonna be lots of questions. After the first, obviously we know the format. Though we know the Big Brother format, they can change a few things too. Right? We only know about it when we watch. The additions or what they take away when they watch. So the part we can actually, tell you, and I'm sure you guys are in the WhatsApp group. There is Veronica, is there other information like part of the benefits is we plan to take the winning team on a tour of soccer academies in Spain. There is a financial prize for the winning team. All that is in the press release. So my actually take it that if you're not in the WhatsApp group, please join the WhatsApp group so we can speak to me or you can speak to Veronica. We're going to take one last question. Then
you have information or a question. Yes, you
I was going to say, in things like this, because over time in this country, when you're talking anything about football, the federations and the NFF, is there any, Peter Saida is there, TJ is there, have you gotten in touch with them before they say, oh, they're clamping down on you? That is just what I want to add.
The answer is yes. We're talking to them. We're not just talking to the NFF, but we're also talking to the, like here, LFA. So Shola is our man here. He's talking to FA. When we go to like Jos, we talk to the local people there. Just a notification because of what we're doing. So the answer is yes. Last question.
Good morning. From Kulafan. Three questions about this being quite from supposition that and for I beg to be corrected, but for an event like this, is there a role to 12 weeks? What is there preference or relevance given to formal education for these boys and these girls that are also going to be selected to be in camp, aside just playing football, being on TV, and all of that? And secondly, I would also like to ask, Princess Olivia mentioned this also being different, even though there's examples being mentioned with Big Brother and all of that. The role of the media. My colleague here did mention something about a goal that was scored here in Nigeria, and if not for the media, we wouldn't have made it globally. What other role does the media have to play besides us just coming here today and covering this event? When we all leave here, what other things do we need to do to make this event continue to gain the popularity and the relevance it does deserve? And finally, to Mr. Peter's side, you did mention something about sorting in cases like this. How does the Last Team Standing help or curb these kind of things, especially beyond this tournament, going further?
Okay. Oris, there's quite a few questions there, though.
Yeah. I'm gonna just deal with the first question, which is the educational question. Yeah. And I think we all basically know that any of our very talented football stars do not have formal education. What is the next best thing that you can do for a football star that does not have formal education? You give him management education, how to manage their money, how to spend their money, give them the understanding of, because even some of the football stars that is currently playing all over the world, find them playing overseas or wherever, and they make all this money, And the first thing they do, they go and buy 20 cars, no value, right? Because there's no business education that actually teach them that. Look at business education, because your soccer is a business. Because after, maybe if you're lucky, you spend 10, 15 years, and you're in your late 30s, early 40s, and all the cars that you purchase, there's no value. So we need to let them refocus in terms of what is important for them to. And that's what we're going to do, people with no formal education.
Yeah, and we know there's also going to be people who are going to be in the training camp, and like you're from deep down, Gusau, and I mean, English, because it's that learning their language. We have the Russians who don't speak English as scientists. So, but then you have somebody from Gusau who doesn't speak English, and then he's in a community now for 4 weeks where English is being spoken more because majority adapt better. So there's some sort of orientation, and also to be able to fit in and not feel isolated. Football in itself is a language. Once they get on the football pitch, obviously there's going to be that. When it comes to Canada and the US, is we're actually part of our plan at the end of the day when it comes to and study. We know the US sporting system, universities or 27 played there and everything. How do we create a network where some of the players don't education? We can open a door for them, an opportunity in a high school or in a college or university in the US on scholarship. Or extremely strong. There's a South African player that went to play in the university in West, and he never got that university, and somehow he got scouted. Today he's playing for Dallas FC. It was through the university. There are opportunities like that, and again, there are some players that might be interested in going to study more, or they actually don't know that they can study and play soccer at the same time. So they get that kind of option. Yes.
Well, thank you. This ball and education thing. Not every footballer that likes mathematics. Not every footballer that will go to school. Most times we put so much emphasis on old school. There are people that are talented, that are gifted, and their gift will make a room for them. Our responsibility is to guide them. To guide them. Everybody can go to school. Everybody will get a degree. We'll guide them. Tell them how to live as a man, manage life. It's for me. Secondly, sort it. We're able to look at our coordinators and tell them what we want. And when we talk to this people, they'll be here. Anybody demand more, it has to be morally right. Anybody demand money from you. Remember, we want to hear this thing. After, so we're going to a story that a coordinator was offered money, food, and with what we're doing. As much as possible, that's why it's because in fall, the Sinclair. Simply different for you. You don't bribe the fans. Once you dribble the club, they say, don't something right. That's what we're going to be looking at.
From the beginning about the educations of the player, the best thing we can do is mentorship. I said it already. Yes, mentorship. Because when you mentor them, they can be able to know exactly how the life is, and you will guide them how to become top players, and at the same time educate them of the things. That is it. Thank you.
Yeah. So, I must say, my colleague Osayende, by the way, it's called Osaslo Media. We've been involved in a reality show about 10 years ago here in Nigeria called Discover Nigeria, Quest Nigeria. That happened, there were contestants, and one of the things that happened is one of them, you know, they give you a clue, and obviously you go to a certain tourism site. It was just promoting the tourist sites around the state. And you're not supposed to help. And unfortunately, we had to kick him out of the show. Because for us, sports is a business, it's a commercial business. Sports or football has values. That are very important for people. We are not this and defraud people. That's far from it. Well, maybe because you don't know us. But this is something that we feel it is very important for television. And on the table, just give me your final word in seconds.
I want to say thank you for everyone. This to be a reality show. Let us know and we'll thank you.
What we want to see of you. That's the bottom line. Find us. We'll make sure to bring in a new set of players that everyone will know that we have talent.
Well, we want to see that we have given our experience that we have to the kids, and also for the journalists, look at the project in a positive way. Because with the journalists, we can be able to achieve what we will do. This
for bringing you excellent opportunity for business to help and struggle space. Basically, the last man standing here to stay.
I just want to thank everybody for coming today. And I hope that we're going to have a fruitful relationships between yourselves and ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I say thank you so much for the members of the media. Please, if you have any question, we're going to just take a photo here, have one interview. We can have a one-on-one interview right there, by the banner right there, especially for television. The banner right there is for. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you.